Alrighty, Virgos, this is your 2021 reading. So, for my Virgos, this is your card from my zodiac deck. And we do have one oracle card that I'll read you about what you need to work on this upcoming year. But this is your upcoming 2021 tarot reading for maybe for your rising, sun, or moon. Please remember this is a general reading, so whatever resonates with you, please take. If it doesn't, cast aside. I recommend checking out the other videos to finish the other placements, and we shall begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle cards and pick a card for each situation that's upcoming this year. So one card is going to represent your career, one card is going to represent your love, family, etc., etc. Just because this is a general reading, it will be more general, so one card to represent one thing is a lot, because normally like in a personal reading we would go into more depth, but since it's a general reading we're only doing one card. So I know 2020 was sucky for everybody, or for most people, so what I'm gonna do, I know, normally we would like move past 2020, but I do think that, reminiscing in the past, not really reminiscing, that's a wrong term I want to use, remembering the past. If you remember the past, you learn your lessons so you don't repeat them in the future. So I just want to see how 2020 went for you guys, to see what we can take from this past year and use it going forward. And if you hear my animals in the background, I apologize. Alrighty, so for my Virgos in 2020, you guys got the Three of Swords. So a lot of pain this past year. I feel like Virgos, you were heavily affected by this past year. You may have lost a loved one, or a loved one may have gotten really sick. May it be from COVID or just in general. This was just extremely hard year and a very emotionally taxing year. I feel like for a lot of people, 2020 was definitely a very emotionally, physical, spiritual taxing year. But Virgos, I can sense that it was a lot of work for you guys, and I feel like may work issues would have come up, family, friends issues, but I feel like you're taking this pain and you're learning from it, definitely, and you're going to try to use it the best of your abilities going forward, and basically telling yourself, like, I've been saying this for a lot of the groups where it's kind of like everyone's in this mindset of, I was able to survive 2020, I can survive anything. That's kind of like the thought process that's now going on. So let me continue with your career and money coming up for 2021. So for your career, we got the Six of Swords, and then we got the Ace of Wands. Okay. Ace of Wands, Six of Swords. Alright, so for career, we have Six of Swords, and money, we have Ace of Wands. So Six of Swords is a change, something changing in your job. It could be for the better, because we do have the Ace of Wands, which means new beginning, hope kind of thing. What I'm getting is, I think you may have lost your job either this past year, and 2021 is going to be bringing you something completely different and something bigger and better. Or I feel like at your current job, for some of you, you guys are just not being treated well, because we have the first thing that notices me, there's 6 swords total for the Six of Swords, but the thing that catches my eye the most is the 3 swords behind the 2 people. That's what immediately sticks out. I don't really notice the 3 swords in front, I just notice the 3 in the back, which ties into the 3 of Swords. You got your first card. Maybe you've been really disrespected at your job, and you're just kind of getting tired of it, and you're like, you know what, we need to move on, we need to do something better, like this is not worth your energy. And with the Ace of Wands for like money and financial, I feel like the sense of you're going to create your own abundance and financial freedom. I get this feeling for some of you guys, you want to get your own like start your own career or like your own business. For some of you, I'm getting like content creator, even though this has nothing to do with internet. This is just sticking out. Maybe just because with your card, with the orb in the back, I kind of take it as like, I see it as like electricity in the back. So something with the internet, some of you have this urge to start something online or just completely do your own thing, create your own business. And you know, you're really seeking for financial freedom because this past year was definitely hard on you. And I feel like you guys will receive, like some of you, I'm getting this message of like, some of you will receive like a small loan, or you'll get approved for a small loan for like a small business kind of thing. And I'm just sensing like you're moving on to create abundance so you can have financial freedom, so you can go places. Because with the Ace of Wands, there's a tiny castle in the background. So you're creating something so then you can have financial freedom. Let's move on to love and then friends and family relationships. So for love, we got the Magician card. And then for friends and family, or just general relations, is the World card. Let's see. Okay, alright, so with the Magician card for what I'm getting is, if you're single, this new person that's coming into your life this upcoming year is, if you do want to date, because some of you may not want to date, but if some of you want to date, for my singles, what I'm getting for this person is they're very charismatic, like the Magician. They're basically, if they put their mind to it, they can create it. Very big manifestors, things come true kind of thing. And I feel like they're kind of different from what you go for, Virgos, because Virgos, you guys are very, I don't want to say straight to the point, but you're like, you know what you want kind of thing. And you're very organized. Most of you are, depending on where your placements is and everything. But with the Magician, yeah, they can be kind of organized, but I feel like they're just more open. They're just whimsical. So I can tell from like the Magician, if you are single and you want a relationship, this upcoming person is definitely going to be a little bit more different. And, you know, they could completely change things in your world and help you manifest and create things that you want. They may help you because, you know, the Magician, it looks like a wand. We have the Ace of Wands right next to it. With the world, they could help create you. See, there's a lot of just like wands or long sticks. So we have the Six of Swords with the long stick pushing the boat. We have the Ace of Wands. We have his wand. And then in the World card, I would say these are wands, these tiny little wands. And he's going to help you create what you want, and help manifest what you want. And for my people who are in relationships or taken, I'm kind of taking this as like, you need to spice things up. Add some flair, some fire to your bond that you have with your person. Just, you know, add some things up. You know, it's a new year, might as well try new things. I feel like, yeah, so far, like nothing really changing in your relationship if you're in one right now. But I feel like you guys are just gonna like create things together, like just be very creative with each other. And moving on to the world, technically, for friends and like family and all that, I feel like your bonds will get deeper. So maybe that's one thing that's different with with upcoming with the Ace of Wands, Magicians, and the World for family is that you guys just like you move on to something deeper and better, and just like your relationship with your family, maybe the heartache and the pain that you experienced last year, you know, it's now coming to a close. And this upcoming year, you know, when friends and family are put through the ringer together, I think this is just any kind of humans, when a group of people are put through a lot of pain, they just bond more because they both went through that pain together, so they understand what's happening. And what I'm just getting is just, if any changes do happen, they're just good. They're just happy. And maybe it's just Christmas time, but I'm taking that, like the ribbons with the greenery. Just maybe this Christmas is just a lot more peaceful, and it's going to start off the new year really well. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards for the beginning of the year. I did section off each part of the year. Doing long into the future kind of readings are kind of hard, especially if they're general. So I tried picking 2 cards instead of just 1 to give me more in-depth, because I'm doing 4 months at a time. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for the beginning of the year from January to April. What is Virgo's going to go through? Alright, wow. We got 9s. We got 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles for your first part of your year. So the 9 of Wands, you are healing from earlier. Like I said, going back to the 3 of Swords, you guys are definitely healing from last year, or this past year of 2020. But you're still moving, you're still going. You want to create things, you want to create abundance, you want to succeed. The 9 of Pentacles, I take this woman in the 9 of Pentacles, a very strong woman, very independent, you know, very great with her money. You know, she planted the seeds and started working hard so she can have this abundance. And it looks like grapevines. Yeah, grapevines. And if you don't know, grapevines are really hard to grow. I mean, I have some grapevines in my backyard and in my garden and on the side of my house, and I think it took like a couple years for the ones on the side of the house that I replanted to actually start growing. So it does take a while, but it's great once you start. And then I kind of take and this might be perfectly for you guys, because, you know, Pentacles is normally an earth sign, but the grapes, I know they don't, like for my grapes at least, where I live, they don't start blooming. I think this is for everyone though. They don't start blooming until September-ish, which could be, you know, it's your time. Virgos, that's your part of your birthday kind of thing. And I feel like just the beginning of the year, you're going to keep going, you're going to keep working, and you're definitely going to start creating the foundation so you can have this abundance, that you can go and move and change your life and manifest what you want. Let's move on. Middle of the year, from May to August, we got a lot of wand action right here. We got the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands, creating something new, looking off in the distance, travel. Okay, so for anything travel cards, you know, Six of Swords, travel, Two of Wands, travel, the World can also mean travel. What I'm getting with the travel card, I mean, I personally feel like we will not be able to, especially where I live, which I live in the States, so we can't really travel outside the country really, because we're on the banned list of most countries, which I understand because we do not have it together here with COVID. But I feel like towards the middle of the year, once the vaccine starts rolling out and we keep being safe and social distancing, we'll be able to start traveling. So I believe by the middle of the year we can start traveling. And I feel like with you creating more abundance in the Page of Wands, he is looking off in the distance. I kind of take this as a continuation of the Ace of Wands, you feel me? He's looking off into the distance. He can visualize what he wants, the page. And I'm just using the genders for based off the cards, but he, she, whatever gender you are, you are going to look off in the distance and you are seeing the overall big picture of what you want to create. You want to have financial freedom. You want abundance. You want to manifest what you want change in your life. And with the Two of Wands, it may take you to go outside of your hometown, outside of your state, province, country, and see something completely different. With the Two of Wands, definitely a lot of movement, starting something new, and maybe starting something with someone. The Magician, I did say, like, if you were single or even taken, like, you know, your person may want to help you in your endeavor and help you manifest what you want and create that something new. Let's keep going with the end of the year. Let's see. I need 2 cards. End of the year. Okay. Alright, okay. So the end of the year, we got the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Swords for end of the year. That definitely took a turn. We were doing great. I feel like by the end of the year, because you are trying to create and become this new foundation for yourself and create abundance and becoming financial free, you're going to have to make some very tough choices that no one wants to make. But when you are trying to become successful, may it be just for like in your current job or even starting your own career, starting your own business, putting yourself out there, it requires a lot of tough choices that no one really wants to make. Let me just slightly turn this. I feel like past pain and people's past pains are going from, like, I'm getting from the 3 of Swords, continuing on with this, is that they're going to see you. Like, there's going to be some people that are going to tell you it's not worth it. Why are you doing this? And they're going to try convincing you, like, you know, that's just too much work. It's not hard, you know, like, that's how much work. And they just, like, do not approve of the situation, like, what you're doing. But you need to make the decision of, like, do you listen to them or not? And you need to make these choices for your happiness. You won't settle for less. I'm getting for this, like, you just will not settle for less. You know what you want. You know what you want to achieve and succeed. And others people's failures and wins are not your failures and wins. So it's kind of like, what do you know what's best for me? I know it's what I want, and I know what I'm dreaming of and what I want to create and want to manifest. And I think you're just waiting. Like, you don't want to settle for less, and you have to make that tough decision, that uncomfortable decision of listening to others that you do trust, or listening to your heart and what you want. So I think that's going to come to the end of the year. We're really going to have to make that decision of, like, okay, do we listen to people? Do we not? Do we just take life by the horns and we just go, kind of thing? Let me look up what your biggest obstacle is going to be this year and how to fight it. We got the 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, so the obstacle and how to fight it. What is a lot of wands for you guys? What is happening? Wow, a lot of fire. Okay. So 4 of Wands. Because you're going to have to make the decision with the 4 of Wands, I'm getting this sense of you just want this sense of belonging. You feel me? You just want to belong somewhere, you know. Ties could have been cut last year. Continue on with the Three Swords and the change that's happening, and you want to manifest and coming to the decision of like, you know what you want, but you may have to cut some people off or just be like, you know what, I'm not going to listen to you. And I feel like you guys, like, that's your biggest obstacle or challenge is going to be within yourself, of you guys just want to feel belonging and you want to be accepted. You want someone to tell you like, no, that is a good idea, I support you on this. And sometimes you don't get any support, you know. Like the best example I have is like, you know, for certain YouTubers, you know, there's some people that, you know, they start YouTube and they're like, I want to do this as a job. I want to create things. I want to be creative. And it may be friends or even family that's kind of like, yeah, no, that's weird. Why would you do that? And you just want this sense of belonging, of like, when you are trying to achieve something in your career or trying to change your financial situation, there's going to be others that like tell you, no, that's weird. Why are you doing that? What's wrong with you? And they kind of shame you for it. And, you know, your biggest obstacle is going to be, if you listen to that, is overcoming your own fears and your own self-doubt. But I think to fight it is, you know, with the wheel, life is going to happen and life is going to move no matter what you do. If you decide to take that job endeavor, if you decide to quit your job and try something else, if you decide to get in that relationship, even if you don't, or if you do make those choices, life is going to keep turning. Life is going to keep changing. You're still going to get older. Things are going to change. But you can control that change, and you might as well just take it. There's no point of doing what ifs. Like, what if I did that? What if I did talk to that person? What if I did move? What if I did tell them no? What if I did tell them yes? Like, what could have happened? What if? We don't need what ifs. We are living in the now. We don't need the what ifs, because you only have one life, one cycle, unless you believe in reincarnation. But in this current mental state and what your mind can remember, you have one life. Just take it. And I think in this card, yes, she is blindfolded. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how things are going to go. Who cares if people accept you? Who cares? Like, honestly, some of these things that you just need to do, you just need to do. Like, me doing these tarot readings, you know, I have a few family members that are like weirded out by it, but it's like, what if I enjoy this? This brings me joy. When I wanted to start weightlifting, people are like, why? That's weird. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't know what's going to happen with you. But if it makes you happy, do it. You can't fully see the future. You don't know every single detail that's going to happen. Take it all in and just do it. No more what ifs. Let me finish out with one card that represents the whole year before we do the oracle. And for your 2020 overall card, we got the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, you are going to be gaining control this year. That is what I'm gathering from you, Virgo. There's a lot of gaining control, maybe with your money, maybe with your life. And I think you're starting to realize, like, you know, all of that compared to your happiness is just fluff. Money, friends, love, all that, that's fluff. Yes, it's great to have that in your life. It's great to have that foundation and have, you know, those people around you. But what makes you truly happy is what's mostly important to you, and taking life by the reins. And you have that control if you be strict with yourself and if you be honest with yourself and your self-worth. And I believe if you do stay on course, because, you know, the King of Swords is a very logical king, if you just stay on course and you really work hard for what you want, you will have that control. Because I'm just taking this as the King of Swords is just taking control of all of that. The Three of Swords, the swords are piercing his heart, but the King of Swords, he is holding that sword. He is now in control of that pain. He is in control of all the issues. He is in control of all of his emotions. He knows what he wants. He is in charge, and you will listen to him. And I feel like this is how 2021 is going to be for you guys. Is last year, emotions kind of ran everything. Outside forces controlled everything. But this upcoming year, you are taking control of that forces. That is definitely what I'm gathering with the King of Swords. Wow, Virgo. Okay. Let me do the Oracle card. So I pull these Oracle cards for myself personally, maybe once a month, maybe once a week. These are Buddha cards. They kind of tell you what you need to work on and how to reflect on that and what kind of actions you should do towards that to help you, whatever they are recommending that you work on. So this is your Buddha card, and then what you need to work on is number 5, pure understanding. The stillness of the heart reflects heaven on earth. A truth unfolds with no strings attached. The heart becomes simple and pure. When you take away the personal stories and fears created by the mind and strip away the toxic emotions of anger, self-doubt, and frustration, you can look at what is happening quite simply as it is. Number 5. Do we have any more 5s? Not that I'm noticing. A lot of blue, though. A lot of blue. From 6 of Swords, the World, the King, 4 of Cups, a little bit of blue. She's wearing blue and 2 of Swords. The blue orb behind you. A lot of blue. Blue could be a very lucky color for you this year. So let me read it. A completely different perspective and insight may cause you to see new meanings. Confusion will be replaced with clarity. Frustration will be replaced with compassion. Self-pity will be replaced with certainty. When understanding is processed solely intellectually, logic is used. There we go. Logic is used at the basis of reasoning, and the only important person to be considered most likely is you. This creates isolation and confusion. Alternatively, you can look closely within yourself and take the understanding deep into your heart, allowing the positive forces with a broad perspective. Your spacious heart and reasoning mind will take everyone's feelings and circumstances into account, simultaneously making a win-win situation, the only acceptable outcome whereby everybody will benefit and be nurtured. So the reflection that you should have for this upcoming year, Virgos, is: have you ever felt that even within, though you fully understood something intellectually, you still experience confusion? And the action they recommend is write down a personal story that pains you, then just one word to describe the emotion that caused you pain and release the painful emotion. Can you see the simple truth after the emotion has gone? So Virgos, that was your 2021 reading. I hope this helped. May the Virgo be for your rising sun or moon. I recommend you check out the other readings for your other placements, but I hope something resonated from this, and I hope this helped, and I'll see you guys soon.